Welcome to part 10, struggling through math. All right, so many of you hear engineering and you automatically think, wow, you have to take a lot of math, don't you? And yes, that is correct. You have to take a lot of math. As a matter of fact, let me just tell you the math that I took. I took Calculus 1, I took Calculus 2, I took Calculus 3, I took differential equations, I took trigonometry, I took all kinds of math. Yes, so the math was hard, and yes, I did fail some of my math classes. And guess what? It's okay, because if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. So for the most part, when it came to all that higher level math, I lived in the math lab and I met a very sweet tutor by the name of Tiffany. Hey, Tiffany. And Tiffany helped me a lot with the math. Tiffany was a student, but she was so good at math that the university actually hired her to teach a math class. And so every time I would go to the math lab, I would look for Tiffany. This is how I would go in there. Where's Tiffany? Is Tiffany here? So she was very patient, and she was just able to help me to understand math on a level that I never understood before. She was actually just able to help me make it make sense. And so math just clicked for me every time that I was in the math lab with Tiffany. So I ended up getting through the math with the help of the math lab tutors. And so I was very diligent. I knew that I was one of those people that would need a lot of help and a lot of support. And so I did not mind making the math lab a part of my daily tasks, because that's where I knew where I could get all the help I needed. And if I had any questions and I didn't want to ask the teacher, I knew that I could go in the math lab and get all the help that I need. So yeah, the math is a learning curve, but you just have to do what you got to do to learn it, because when you get in school, you don't have classwork, and they're not taking grades for all of that. Pretty much all your grades are going to just come from test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4, and maybe a project here and there. So I just knew that I had to learn this math. And like I said, by getting so much help and just practicing over and over, the math just started clicking, and I just started doing well with the math. And if you are an engineering student and you fail a class in general, don't sweat it. Dust yourself off and come back again. Round 2, knock it out the park, because that's how it was for me. When I did fail a class, when I came back the second time, everything just started clicking. And sometimes it just clicks because you have a different teacher that can explain it better, or explain it on a level where you're able to understand. And sometimes you just come out on top just because you got a different teacher and you have already been exposed to the information. So it just starts to resonate with you better. So that is my experience with struggling through math. It was a struggle, but we got it done.